Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story that's going to make you shake your head and maybe even laugh a little. It's about the time I visited my local HOA office to ask a simple question and somehow ended up having the police called on me. But the twist? Let's just say the officer knew me a little better than the front desk expected. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Alright, let's get into it. So this happened not too long ago. I went down to the Lake Ranch HOA office to sort out a charge that showed up on my monthly bill. Nothing dramatic, just wanted clarification. I had already called ahead, and someone from the office told me it was perfectly fine to drop by during office hours. When I arrived, I greeted the woman at the front desk with a smile, but before I could even explain why I was there, she interrupted me with a firm, "You can't be here without an appointment." I politely explained, "Actually, I spoke with someone earlier. They told me I could come in today," but she didn't seem interested. In fact, her tone got colder. She looked frustrated, like she had already decided I didn't belong there. And then she said something completely unexpected. "If you don't leave, I'm calling the police." I was honestly shocked. I hadn't raised my voice, hadn't stepped forward, hadn't even touched anything. I just stood there, calmly. Before I could say anything else, she picked up the phone and called 911. A few minutes later, 2 officers arrived. One of them spoke with her, and the other approached me. Here's where it gets interesting. The officer looked at me for a moment and said, "You're Mr. Oa Karen, right?" I nodded. Then he smiled and said, "Chief Daniels told us to look out for you. You're doing great work in the outreach program. You're the boss." And just like that, the room went completely silent. The front desk lady, let's just say her expression changed real fast. She looked genuinely surprised. The officer calmly explained to her, "This gentleman is a respected part of our community. Do you have a formal complaint, or was he simply here to ask a question?" She tried to explain that I was being disruptive. The footage and the energy in that room told a different story. The officers were respectful, but made it clear they weren't seeing anything wrong on my end. After a few more words, they left. I thanked them and left too, calmly, with a smile. A couple of days later, I received a call from the HOA director. She said, "We heard about what happened and we want to apologize." Turns out the front desk had filed a complaint, not against me, but against the officers. She was upset that they didn't protect her from what she described as an aggressive visitor. But the best part, they reviewed the office security footage. Every second of it showed that I was calm, respectful, and composed the entire time. No aggression, no threats, no issue. Just a man asking a question. The director reassured me that the situation was being addressed internally and that my presence was welcome at the office anytime.